Tonight, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
Here's the rookie from Alabama, Will Reichard, ready to get us started. And off we go from Lambeau. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 8. Throwing. Love. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. On fourth down, the Packers call on Daniel Whelan to punt. And he'll send this one into the cold Lambeau night. This will be fielded at the 17. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man from the University of Michigan.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Throwing is McCarthy. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's a gain of 35. So into Packer territory now. Here's first and 10. Down at the 33. Looking to throw McCarthy. Finding Hockenson here on the out route. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. A big play there on the catch and run. 32 yards. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Jones is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, 66 yards. yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after.
Now, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. They couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
McCarthy to throw on 2nd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Now McCarthy throwing on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They'll try the right side with Jones. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 26. Up the middle, Jones. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. They'll go with Jones. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Now McCarthy. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that 1st touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. First down, going to the air with Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
Jet sweep, here's Reed. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On second down, Jacobs. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, Love. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
So they send 4 guys out wide, keep it back in to protect, but the linebacker still gets to him before there's time to throw. They've got to get some kind of contact on him, slow him down. Otherwise, he'll continue to sit on the quarterback.
Taken from just outside the 30. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Here's Love. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a toss to the left for Jacobs. Oh, and now some space to operate. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. Being chased out left, and he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Love now to pass on 1st down. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4. To throw now. Here's Love. Got his man. That's Luke Musgrave. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 14. Love, he's going to change the play here. They'll look to throw again. That's to Kraft, the tight end. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Love now on 2nd down. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. Now they'll change things around before the snap.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
And now they're in the hurry-up.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. This is caught by Addison.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one.
On first down, McCarthy. And this is incomplete. Well played defensively. Nearly had the interception, but it's second down. To the air with McCarthy.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
T.J. Hawkinson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive interception, this drive the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Final play of the half, Love. Now this thrown deep for Kraft. And that's going to be incomplete.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point cut.
Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after the game. We're going to skip through halftime here and headed back to the field for the third quarter.
Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway.
First and 10. Here's McCarthy.
And that'll be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Back to throw again.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 26.
McCarthy off the play fake. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone. but could not hang on. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Buying time to his left. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Now Jones. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Jones again. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to its... Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. There he goes, right side. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that can make this a 3-possession game.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Here's 2nd and 7. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Short throw, he's got Kraft. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. Love now. Short throw, he's got Kraft. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. Down at the 25. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
That one out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
On 1st down, they look downfield, and it's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Looking to throw. McCarthy flushed out right. There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting 1st downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays here, a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes we get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Love, that's complete to Dobbs. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Working out of the gun. Love. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now Love. That is caught. And he is going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the 1st down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
On play action, McCarthy. He'll buy some time right. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. to throw. McCarthy. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jalen Naylor, 42 yards. And the Vikings up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long. And this time, that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
7 yards there and a first down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Love from the gun. Completed out left to Dobbs. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, go.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. McCarthy going to throw again. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. One last shot now for Love. Able to find his man, Kraft. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.